Morning all, welcome to Grandad's allotment. 10th of September the day, so I thought I would show you around the plot, see what's going on. It's extremely hot today and we've just walked over, so Winston's a bit pooped. Right, let's start in the greenhouse. So tomatoes, I've not been here for a fortnight to be honest, so tomatoes are just going rampant. You know, there's loads on, so and all of them, to be honest, have just gone mad. I'm not watering anymore. I just need them to ripen up what's on. This side I haven't touched at all. It's just gone wild. I haven't took any suckers out, anything. So if there is any tomatoes in there, you know, I'll just harvest what I can. They'll probably be coming out in the next week or so. Everything in here. Raspberries. Every time I come, I'm just getting like constant supply of raspberries. You know, every time I come. They're lovely as well. Really sweet. So yeah, they're nearly done. And to be honest, I'll just cut them back to the ground level again, that autumn ones. So peppers, again, I've really neglected my peppers this year, but there has been a few on. I haven't kept up with watering at all, but considering they're not in any sort of decent sunlight, I've got a few on. I didn't have the chilli house going this year, so I will get that up and running for next year. You can see in here, everything's starting to shrink back now, because this was all just filled with waste, brown balls and stuff. What I cleared out of here, old raspberry canes and stuff like that, and then the soil was just thrown on the top. So once I clear these, I'll have to give it a good squash down. I may even put all of the vegetation from the tomatoes in there, and then compress it down and put some more compost on top just to top it back up. Right, let's have a look through here. So into the orchard area. Oh, the birds have been at it. Look, the birds have been pecking. So there was a few apples on here, but it looks like they've probably dropped. I've been too late. I did get quite a few off. Oh look, I've lost all my pears. All my pears have gone. Damn. Yeah, everything's dropped now. You see quite a bit on the floor. Cherry trees thickening up. I will try and fan this out for next year a bit better. This was the damson tree. It's not provided any fruit for 3 years, so I think that's coming out this year. Got a few bits of broccoli and some kale to go in today, but as you can see, the cabbage whites have started. These were cauliflowers. They've been harvested, so it's not an issue with what's in. I just left the plant in so they can have that. I've got a few cauliflowers. Look, I think I might have them off before the cabbage whites get them too much. Yeah, I haven't done anything with the chilli house this year, so that's been left empty, but I will get that up and running again next year, because I did much better out of there, much better heat. This one hasn't done much today. This year again, a few tomato plants, but I've not really had the chance to keep up with it. Everything's just suffering a little bit with heat. It's a red hot day today. We've had quite a bit of rain the last 2 weeks, but today is absolutely baking hot, so everything looks a bit limp. greenhouse in here. Again, a few tomatoes in. This grapevine, it's just taken over again. I think every time I come in here, I tell you about the grapevine and how much it grows. You know, I keep cutting it back, and you know, 2 foot of growth in 2 weeks. You know, you've got to keep on top of it, otherwise it just takes over. I may take a few bunches of grapes away with us today. They are lovely and sweet. The only issue is they do have pips, which is fine. This side's just starting to ripen up, you can see on here. But I've thinned them right out this year, because I just had, at the end of last season, I just had bin bags full of grapes to get rid of because I couldn't use them. This in here just looks to be some, I can't remember the name of the flowers that have come up. I did plant some carrots in here, but they obviously haven't taken. I may put my brassicas in here because I can cover this with netting to keep the butterflies off. All my Japanese wine berries, they've fruited for the first time this year. This was moved from my garden at home. You can see them. They're like little raspberries, but they're really dark and they're quite sticky. Don't know if you can tell, but they are quite sticky, but they're really, really sweet. And they're grown clusters. Unlike raspberries, they grow in clusters of flowers. So that is taken off. So I'll get that trained up this wall here, and then eventually over the top. There's another leader over there, so I'll get that tied in. But I cut it right back to the ground basically, and then just planted it, and that's the growth this year, so it's not too bad. The fuchsia is taken off as well. That was just from a cutting from last year, so that's not too bad. That's a good bit of growth. There's a couple of gladioli growing up in the middle. Grandma and Grandad's roses, they're doing well. Need a bit of deadheading and trimming back. Tayberry, it's finished fruiting this year, but that's quite a bit. Needs tying in, so I'll get that done. These were the cuttings I put in from the tayberry, so hopefully they'll take if anybody wants them. There was a little dahlia flower in there, and this one is the loganberry. If you can see it for the light, but again, it's finished this year. Just needs trimming back and tying in. Strawberry plants, I need to get some runners off them. I'm changing all the ones over at the other side this year, so I need to get some runners taken off. There's a couple of courgettes on there. I'll have them away the day. More like Morris. In here, I did plant some carrots, which the chickweed's taken over. So I might just put my some brassicas in that one as well. Yeah, sounds like a plan. More courgettes. They just keep giving, don't they? Just keep giving. I've already got a fridge full to them. This was the Romanesco Cauliflower, which is slowly being eaten by the caterpillars. I've had the hearts off. I was getting the shoots, but to be honest, I'll just let them grow on and just leave them for the caterpillars. If they're on here, stripping these, they'll not be on my new ones I'm getting planted. Again, this was, I think, a Romanesco. Can I see for caterpillars? A Romanesco collie. And when I took the heart out, they tend to shoot up these florets, which if you catch them young enough, you can harvest them. They're just like a sprouting broccoli. But obviously I've left these for a bit too long now, so we'll leave them to the caterpillars. What's in here? So these are my leeks, overwintering leeks. Put them in about 2 months ago. They're doing all right. Yeah, that's a purple cauliflower there. I might have that one before the caterpillars get it. And these are the Celeriac. I don't know if you can see. They're not bulbing up very much. Peloti beans, which have just been left for drying. Take them for seed for next year. They're the dwarf ones. Runner beans. These are the I don't know if you can see. Guinness record breakers. I use these ones every year. You can see them. Harvest them when they're a little bit younger than that though. Yeah, Guinness record breakers, again, they just keep giving. The more you pull them, the more come. To be honest, we're done in with beans now. We've had enough. So I'll be leaving them, just to be leaving them for seed now. Sunflowers they've picked up. I think there's one on each corner here. I don't know if you can see when you go around. Sweet peas, they're done. They're just being left now to dry for seed for next year. Done really well with the sweet peas this year. And the roses are just taken off. I have got a lot of squash in there. Not quite sure what it is. These things here are the winter radish. A bit odd, the leaves, I've not seen that before. It's the first time I've grown them, but yeah, they're winter, Japanese winter radish, black winter radish. So in the bean arch, again, a few sunflowers poking through there, just coming nicely. Again, you can just see how many beans there are, you know, and we've taken, you know, every time we come, we're stripping it bare, but they just keep coming. This big plant here, I think I might have told you before, and over there, and what's sprouting over here was a horseradish. And I tried to dig it up 2 years ago, and I've obviously left some in, and I just keep digging it up, and it never dies. So yeah, that's a horseradish. A couple of dahlias, they're done now. I'll be cutting them down and saving them for winter. Climbing beans, again, you know, we're just picking and picking and picking. They've done really well this year. They're lovely actually. Eating them raw. Purple ones, again, you know, loads of them. Just hanging, trying to see for the sun, but what's on now, I'm leaving to harvest for seed. Excuse me while I'm eating. Harvest for seed because they've been really good this year. So hopefully we'll found the one that works really well, so we'll keep it. Across here, a few radish, just starting to bulb up, and beetroot in this one. This is the mixed. They're just starting to bulb up as well. Detroit beetroot again, and they're just starting to bulb up. That's the one we're keeping for seed. There he goes, there's the bean arch with the sunflowers peeking through the top. What you can see on top of that arch there, that's the clematis. Stopped flowering now and setting its seeds. So a few more buckets of potatoes to go. I'll get into them this weekend probably. Blueberries, they're all dying back. To be honest, these tubs are bone dry. They're hard to keep moist, to be honest. These were seeds from an allium, so we'll just spread them around for next year. There's a few more. They were just decorative alliums. A few poppy seeds there. Again, just want them to self-seed. So I don't know if you can see in there. Tip some out, but it's all the poppy seeds. So yeah, we'll just have them about for next year. And that's it. Back at the beginning. So I'm going to do some harvesting, and I'm going to plant these brassicas up, and I'll see you in a bit. Right guys, I'm just going to do this bed with the black kale, I think it is. So black kale, yeah, I bought these. I didn't have any planted bomb seed, so I've just bought a pack. They're pretty cheap. These are going to come out. These are nasturtiums, just self-seeded. I've remembered what they're called now, nasturtiums. So we'll just get rid of them. People often ask us why I throw the rubbish on the paths. Well, it just decomposes a little bit before I put it in the compost bins. I just clear the paths. I have to weed the paths anyway, so I go along with a hoe every now and again, and just a caterpillar in there already. Get rid of that. Yeah, just hoe all the paths out of the weeds, and then rake it all up and just go in the compost for that. There's not too many weeds in this, to be honest. I'll just give it a quick tickle over the hoe, just in case there's any on the top. It's not too bad. Sorry about the dog barking, but there's someone coming in the gate. Right. Let's see how they're doing here. One fairly deep hole. Bit of string off the beans. It is exceptionally hot today for mid-September. So I'm going to put them in fairly deep, fairly compact. I like compact soil, I don't like loose soil. And get the roots established, and they'll seek the water below. Oh, there's loads of string in here. So yeah, I think these cost about £1.50 from the local garden centre. And I'm probably a bit late to put them in, to be honest, but they will overwinter, so. Just planting them fairly deep, so they get well rooted. These beds were just made with sort of rubbish soil and built up on each year, leaf mould at the bottom, grass clippings, and then just little bits of compost where I had here and there. I used to use the compost off the the tomato plants and that. Every year just top it up. Bit of leaf mould on the top. Over the winter I'll put some the last of my grass clippings on, and they'll just tick over for the winter. see there's bits of wood, all sorts in here. Loads of string for some reason. But I'm sure they'll be fine in here. Apologies if you can see my baldy head. It's an affliction, I can't help it. I mean, there's lots of goodness in here, although it is rubbish stuff that it was built with. But you know, there's lots of leaf mould in there, and there's certainly lots of worms in there. So it must be fairly good. What's that? 9 kale plants in, one left, so I'll stick it in the middle. So that's 10 kale plants, £1.50, 15 pence each. You kind of grumble at that, you know. If you were to buy a packet of seeds, it would cost you more than that, you know, for decent seeds. Right, so that's my kale plants in. I'm going to give them a water, put the lid back on here, and then net them up, and then that's me for today. I'll show you what I've harvested, and then I'll head off. Right, see you in a bit. Right, bit of a water in, good soaking. Right, I'll come back to that. So they've had a good water. This one here is a mixture of 6X compost, which I soak in a water barrel. I'll just give it a quick boost. Start it off. So 6X is just dehydrated compost, horse manure, and then I just soak it in put it in a sack, and then put it in a barrel of water. Catch you in a bit. Right, so I've netted up the kale, and over there I've netted up the sprouting broccoli that I planted. Just show you a little harvest for today. Couple of marrows, courgette, a little bit of cauliflower there before the caterpillars got it. A few grapes, a little bag of tomatoes. I'll just show you the 6X barrel that I was talking about before. So this is just a water barrel, a Hessian sack with a couple of shovelfuls of 6X in, into a barrel of water, and just let it steep in there. And that gives you your liquid gold 6X plant feed. Just starts them off a little bit, because that bed I've literally just pulled everything out of it, so you know, it's not really got a great deal of nutrients left in it. So but cabbages don't really need that much, and broccoli, brassicas, so I'll just hoy a bit in with it, and then hope for the best. Right, last shot of the sunflowers of the day, and then I'm heading off home. Catch you all later.